So we're going to move on to the flippers in a minute, but something you may have noticed, the observant ones might have gone, the eyes got bigger. What's going on here? This is one of the things that's worth remembering when things sort of change and you go, oh, I'm trying to work out why that happened. Well, the reason that it happened is that some of the values you set retain those values. So for example, when you do the head, the shell, when you go down and have a look at the shell, what you've done is you've set a line width to 10. So when you go to the eyes, that makes them, they get bigger, and the reason for that is because the stroke, which is the line around the outside, got bigger. Now, there's a couple of ways you can get out of this. You can just reset the line if you want, but this is another way you can do it. Just scrap stroke altogether. So I'll just copy them out here for a minute so you can see. And all it's going to do is fill. Let's see what sort of an effect that has. Okay, that puts them back. They're about the right size, so you don't really need stroke at all. So we'll just take them out, or just leave them commented for the moment. Something else you may have been wondering about as you work your way through the script, if we just have a look down here, when we did the eyes, we have a begin path and a close path. When we did the hexagon, we have a begin path and a close path. When we did the shell, we took the closed path out. Now, I'll show you why. I'll put the closed path back in and show you what it does. You may have worked this out already from previous examples. It's probably not the greatest way of going about it, but it works. So if I put that back in there now and run this, this is what happens. So it closes the path. It goes back to where it came from. We don't want that. We just want it to do the curvy bit and not go back to the start. So that's why we don't have it. So I'll just take that out and we're back the way we were, which is what we want. Okay, it's time to do the flippers and the tail. The flippers and the tail are going to use a quadratic curve. They won't look exactly what's up here because to actually draw those the way they are would take a lot of fiddling. Because they tend to swing back a bit. The quadratic curve sort of does that and that. Let's go and have a look. You'll see what I mean. So here's the quadratic Bezier curve, and if we look at it, it's similar to the other one, but you only have one. You only have one control point. See? Like that, and you move that around and the curve changes. So let's just do a quick have a look at it. We won't go into as much detail. So for example, if I drop that to say 180 and run it, curve comes down because the control point's down here somewhere. So start there, start there. If I bring this in, which is the end point, and run it, we get that. Alright, so let's get back to our turtle. So we're going to do the flippers, and what I did was I cut and pasted shell and changed starting point, control point, end point. You only need one control point, so it's now that, and that. Everything else is pretty much the same. The only thing that's different now is it becomes, you still move and you use quadratic curve instead of Bezier curve 2. It's now quadratic curve 2 with 2 less numbers involved. And what will determine how it looks is basically what numbers that you use. So up here, we've got the numbers. If I comment these out, save it and refresh, what I get is that. So I'm being a bit quick and dirty here with these flippers. You can play with these all you want to get them exactly where they are. There's 2 curves. There's a curve that sort of comes up there and comes around, and then there's another one there that goes up around in that direction. And what makes them different, and what I've done to keep things fairly simple, is the starting, the width's the same, the starting points and the end points are the same. It's the control points that are different. So the control point for the lower part is lower, and this bit, and then the other part is a bit higher, so you've got a kind of control point there and a control point there, and that's why you get it. Now, I'll do one cut and paste, and then you can have a shot at the other two, and then we'll come back and see how it went. So, that's the rower. This is what the left, this is what the right lower would look like. And all you need to do is take out all the negatives. And put it on the other side. Save it. Let's go and have a look. There we go. Now, there's an annoying little problem that I haven't been able to solve, and I've mucked around with it a bit, so I'm not going to spend too much time trying to get rid of that little dot there. I'm sure there's a way of doing it, because you've got two curves, one like that and one like that, same as on the other side. So let's do the other two flippers, and then we'll do the tail. They're not going to look exactly like what's here. Well, we could sit here forever and try and figure all that out. I'll let you do that. You can play with quadratics and Beziers until you figure it out. This one in particular is a bit tricky to draw this, because you've got the curve control points are both on the same side there, so that makes life a little bit interesting. In fact, because that would be the part that would probably be coloured in going through there. So anyway, let you worry about all that. For at the moment, I've kept it pretty simple. So it's just been a matter of cutting and pasting, which you probably did as well. So, and change some numbers. So here they are. Let's just run those to start with. See what we've got. Right now, dead, just flipped straight over. Flippers, flipped flippers. Flipped flippers is what we've got. And they could come down a bit if you want, which means you'd be playing with these numbers here. Starting point, ending point, and control points for your up. Now the last one I've put in here is the tail. It's pretty straightforward. It's just a quadratic that just does that, right in the centre, straight up the middle, which is what, there's only one. You only need one to draw the tail. That's pretty basic. And that's what it looks like this. Alright, so you can play with that as well. So I've just gone with a symmetrical one. Start over here, and I've got a control point straight down the middle, and then finish point at the same point on the other side. So that's the turtle. And if you want, you can then just get rid of the grid and get rid of the template. So let's see what happens when we do that. We will comment out, or just get rid of that for the moment. Can go, and we can get rid of the grid for the moment as well, and see what the finished product looks like. Right, so there's our turtle. Doesn't look quite so bad without the template.